Hi, hello, welcome. If you happen
talking to yourself like this. I would imagine that'd be like super normal, but here I am just talking to myself.
My camera isn't centered. I mean, I have to move. I've worked on my setup for like 10 minutes now, and that doesn't sound like a lot. But I have a really short attention span. Now my setup's just a blank wall. I'm a mess. This has been 1 minute of your time that you've just wasted. Hi! If you happen to find yourself on authortube today, then my name is Ella. I am a writer, and I want to start this channel so I can share my love with writing with all of you. It's my first video. I'm doing the author tag newbie tag by IWriterly. Authortube writing tag. No, I'm not even gonna try and say it right, because I know I'm gonna fail and someone's gonna point it out. I'll be like, you can't speak, and I'm gonna be like, I know, that's why I write. I feel like I'm radiating some chaotic energy right now. I don't know, I try and be a chill person. So I wrote the questions down because I'm using my phone to film because I am an expert at this. So I guess I'll just get started because I don't have anything to say and I don't think you want to hear me talk, which is why you're going to listen to me talk for the next 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. So the first question is, how did you find out about authortube? And the answer for that is that I'd see the Readsy ads pop up and I'd be like, I know Readsy because I use their resources a lot for my writing, and I was like, whoa, they make videos about writing tips and I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I should watch the videos. So I watched the videos, but I wasn't aware that authortube was a thing. So I'd watch those videos, but then how I found out about authortube as a community is through booktube, because I loved watching people talk about books. And then I was like, there's people who talk about writing books. That sounds right down my alley. I do that. So that's the answer to the question. I guess I should move on to the next one now. What genres do you write in? Do you want to make a guess? No, that's okay. I write quite a bunch. I write psychological horror. I love psychological horror. Atmospheric horror too, where you don't really know what genre it is, but it creeps you out. You know, I keep saying that. You don't know. I don't know either. It's okay. Then I love poetry. I love poetry. I'm a poet. And contemporary. YA, contemporary, adult, contemporary. It's been 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And you still watching. That's impressive. Okay. What is your preferred writing tense, POV, and category of story? So I write both YA and just adult, new adult. My favorite POV is actually second person. I think there's a lot of creative liberty you have with second person that you get to explore, and it's kind of unnerving. Again, that whole atmospheric horror thing. And I just feel like there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. There's a lot of stuff you can do with first and third too, but that's everything's first or third, nothing second person. So that's why I like second person, because there's more you can explore. And then tense, I write both past tense and present tense. It really depends my story. Are you a plotter, pantser, or planter? I'm definitely a plotter. I had charts. I plot out every single chapter, my character development. I plot a lot. I have so many novels just plotted, waiting to go, because I like to plot in my spare time, because I like when everything's neat and organized. And of course I like seeing how when I'm actually writing, it changes from my outline. only stick to my outline. I give myself some creative liberties. But that's why I like plotting, because you just like have an idea of where your story's going. And of course my stories end up completely different sometimes. Different endings, different beginnings, different middles. Okay, next. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published, unfortunately. If anybody would like to publish any of my work for free, then no one will want to do that. But if you do want to... This has been a mess. Okay. Yep, that's it. I'm leaving that question. I'm not even going to try and finish that one. What authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? I am so glad you asked. I really want to make videos that look at the writing community from a young person's eyes. I'm a teenager. I am a young person and I want to talk to other young writers and other writers also, but I want to give young writers like a community. I want to start a little community of people who just are really interested in writing, or not, or just like writing as a hobby but want to improve on it. I want to talk about how you can write, how you can fit into your schedule, how you can find motivation in really confusing times like these. I know school is crazy. I just got out of my first week of school. I was planning on filming this every day of that week, but then I ended up taking a 2-hour nap, so you know how it goes. I just really want to help young people who are in the same boat as I, and I also want to make videos of how you can improve and some really fun videos. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good answer. I never know how to end questions, so I'm just like, yeah. Please like me. My highlighter looks good, but then again, it's not blended into my face. That's my makeup tip. Just put as much highlight as possible. When did you start writing? I was confused by this question because, like, I've been writing since I could pick up a pencil. Like, I've written my name a lot. I've wrote stories in kindergarten. But I guess the question would be, when did I get interested in writing? And that would definitely be 4th grade. I wrote a narrative story about one of my dance competitions, my first dance comp solo. And my 4th grade teacher pulled me over and she was like, "You are really good at this." Like, she didn't say that. I'm flattering myself. She basically said, like, "Hey, I think that your story, like, is good, and I really think that you should try and expand more on your writing." And now I want to be a writer, so I can thank my 4th grade teacher for that. And that's when I started writing 5th grade. I started writing short stories. Up until 6th grade, I started drafting novels. In 8th grade, I started writing poetry in 6th grade. Writing is something that I've just always come back to. And even if I don't write for a while, I find that it just feels so natural. I was about to say, like, riding a bike, but I actually, like, forgot how to ride a bike, so that'd be a bad metaphor. Like, I don't know, it's just writing is second nature to me. Like, I just pick up a pen and I'm just like, do-do-do-do-do. What was the first story you ever wrote? Does it look like I can remember? Because I can't. I'll say the story that I wrote in 1st grade, but I mean 4th grade. But why? Like, okay. It was a narrative okay. What was the first story you ever wrote? Well, I could explain the one in my 4th grade class. That was just like a narrative story about my first solo at a dance competition. But my first fictional story that I can remember writing was this story about basically where I just made everybody die. There was this girl, Her best friend's family just got murdered. Her parents just died in a fire. So she goes out and tries to find her best friend's killer, but they all end up getting murdered. Her best friend actually was the killer. Like, whoa, shocker. You thought she was dead? No. It was the most basic twist, but 10-year-old me thought it was edgy, so I guess that'd be the answer. What authors have inspired your writing most? Ooh, okay, I like this one. I have an obsession with Edgar Allan Poe. And I like to believe that I write like him. Not as good, like that's funny. But definitely, like, I read a lot of his writing, so I definitely incorporate some of what, like, his writing style into mine. Not like plagiarism or anything, but like I'm definitely heavily inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. I also realized that a lot of my writing, especially early writing, was very much inspired by the series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. Like, my writing style and the writing style of those books are practically identical. And because I loved those books when I was a kid, I read them over and over and over again. Especially the 5th and the 6th ones, because those are the best. And you could fight me on that. Yeah. And, I don't know. There's not really a contemporary author that I constantly read, like, consistently enough to say that I wasn't, like, write like them. Because there's nobody that I sit down and I'm like, I'm gonna try and channel this person. It always just comes out of the people that I, like, read the most. So, who do I read the most? I'm looking over my bookshelf right now. I read a lot of, like, Adam Silvera and Becky Albertelli a year or two ago. So I feel like my contemporary kind of is like that conversational, sarcastic tone of, like, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. But I also feel like I am kind of a conversational, like, sarcastic person. So maybe that's why I like that book so much, because, like, or, like, the writing style of that, because that's kind of just how I talk. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that one. I'm cutting that whole part out, because that was...
I never finished that sentence or cut that part out, so just enjoy the catchy music.
Do you schedule writing sessions, or do you find the time to write? I mostly find the time to write because I'm very busy. I do musical theater, I do dance, I was in a bunch of clubs before, well, you know. So I mostly just find the time, but I hate. I'm gonna skip this question and come back to it.
Surprise, I never came back to it. So enjoy the catchy music again.
Do you write by computer, by your hand, a typewriter, or a combo? So I mostly write, like, my fiction on a computer. I find it very difficult to have a well-written scene for me written by hand, but I do write a lot of my poetry by hand because I feel like it's more genuine that way. Like, it could be anybody's when I'm writing on a computer, but when it's in my handwriting, I feel like I always emote more. In poetry, it's like, if you cry, then, like, poets have done their job. That's all I'm saying about poets. They want to make you cry. And don't pretend it isn't true if you're a poet, because you know you do. You know that you describe your tears in 3 stanzas so you can make a 12-year-old cry. I'm poets and 12-year-olds in that situation. I was just yelling at myself. And what are you looking forward to about authortube? And I'm looking forward to just building a community and finding a bunch of writers and to interact with, and interacting with everybody, and improving on my writing by interacting with everybody. And you could just see how broken this sweater is. And just, like, having fun and posting videos and talking about writing, because I don't have a lot of people to geek out about writing about in my real life. So I'd love to just geek out with writing without you guys. I have a bunch of videos planned, well, not planned, but, like, ideas. I want to do like an exploration of YA genres by like a young adult's perspective. I want to talk about an actual like young adult's ideal love interest. I want to talk about how to be motivated, how to share your work when like you're a broke teenager or like preteen. And I want to break down some of my previous work to you guys and explain what worked for me, what didn't work. I also want to do a little bit of like booktube videos because it is really how I got started. I'm looking at my bookshelf right now. I love books so much. Whether that's like wrap-ups or book reviews, they'll be like less frequent, but I do want to do them just because they're so much fun for me. I really, really love books and writing, but mostly like if you're wondering why I've been playing with this fairy light the whole time, it's because they're fun and it's the only background I have except for this pillow that just says my name. Yeah, I'm looking at my ideas page right now and I'm so excited. So, hi! So, if you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Comment like hi and I'll feel accomplished. But don't spell it H-I. Be creative. Bend the rules of grammar. This is a writing channel and I'm encouraging you not to do grammar. Yeah, so I guess with that, have a nice day. I'm probably gonna film this about 10 times more, then get anxious, never post it, come back to it 3 months later, like post something and immediately delete it. But I'm Ella. I said that. And you're you. And if you found yourself on authortube this good day, I hope that you had a great time. I know I did. Just geeking out and laughing and not looking at where I'm supposed to. But yes, thank you so much for watching this. Bye!